Ronaldo Jr. up against Paulo Gabriel Martins Costa. He likes to be known as Paulo Costa.
I believe,
Let's just
yes.
pick two of those many names. But Ronaldo Jr. up against Paulo Costa or Gracie Umaita. Now,
He's had a great year. He had a great pan performance. He's very talented, a little underrated in my opinion.
he did well in both the absolute and his weight division, right?
He did.
Yeah, he's a pretty fearless competitor. I gotta say, I've not seen as much of Paulo in NoGi as I have in the gi. So I'm a little bit intrigued to see how this one plays out, because I think Ronaldo has a pretty similar game, both gi and no-gi.
Yes.
You know, and some grapplers are like that. Some have a very distinctive style. They'll do the same kind of things. And then other guys, it's like they're watching a completely different grappler.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I'm on the same page. I haven't seen Costa do too much no-gi, but I know he and Gabby McComb both, like, their players get gi no-gi. They kind of sign up for whatever, they go for it. They're competing every weekend all the time, and so I know he's going to come out hot. He's looking good, a little bit of side-to-side action, but we see this again, this reverse De La Riva, great grip on the ankle from Ronaldo we've been seeing all day today.
Ronaldo tying up Paulo into the 50-50 with the ankle lock grip here, and I think that's maybe a smart move from Ronaldo, because, you know, Paulo has got pretty good movement, and we see the stretch on the ankle there, but we see this a lot, don't we? We see people hang on to the ankle, but is it a real ankle lock attempt?
No, I think this is tough, because usually the telltale sign is when the person is forced to defend. And here we don't see Paulo having to defend, but now he's going for the ankle a little bit his own. And then, of course, when you're in that position, you kind of play that with the refs a little bit too, because you want to defend so that it doesn't actually turn into something that's dangerous. But if you start to defend, you're at risk of giving your opponent an advantage. So it's a very tricky game. So I think that was really smart by Paulo to actually go for an ankle of his own and kind of force Ronaldo to switch it up a little bit. And now they're kind of back to this neutral 50-50. I think that was really smart gameplay right there. It's interesting. He was kind of holding the ankle in 50-50, but now we see it popping him off the hip, doing a little bit of space. I do think this 50-50 is smarter for Ronaldo, because I think he has a lot of power here with his hips.
Yeah, I remember watching I remember watching Ronaldo actually in a fight to win match earlier this year, when he was dropping his hips into the ankle lock more brutally than I've ever seen anybody do it in the past. It looked like he had the intention to straight up snap the leg. It was fearsome. It really was.
I remember that as well. It was kind of disgusting to watch. But I do not want to be stuck in an ankle lock with Ronaldo, or even be in 50-50, because his hips are so powerful.
Right.
And if you're going for like that basic 50-50 sweep, then too hard with something stronger, really hurt your knee.
Yeah.
I've hurt my knee like that with training with Anna Laura. Hurt my knee really bad. She has great sweeps for 50-50. So you got to be careful. But Paul's doing a great job kind of keeping his weight now on his back leg, not letting Ronaldo go underneath here. But he does have a good grip on the thigh behind the knee, which can allow him to go underneath and to elevate Paulo.
Paulo Costa beating out Gracie Umaita South Bay in San Diego. And Leticia Ribeiro there. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because Gracie Umaita South Bay is so well known for the female competition team that sometimes I think people forget that the Paulo trains there as well. And absolutely has not affected his competition results in any way whatsoever. This guy is definitely an extremely promising black belt. And look at that, trying to come out to the back here, but.
Oh, I wonder what they're going to call there.
Okay, so Ronaldo has 2 on the board from that.
He had a nice sweep, but I wonder if they're going to call that anything for the...
Nope. No, they're not. Okay, that's it. Just 2 on the board for Ronaldo.
I think that was a good call, because I think, the ref had already called snot before the foot sweep happened. I wonder if they're going to double guard pull again. Be interesting to see. If Ronaldo wants to get bottom of this confidence sweeping. Maybe it was a little harder than he thought it was going to be. Maybe he wants to play on top now. Paulo's great base on top. It's I definitely haven't seen his slopes very many times.
No, he's so solid.
He has great takedowns as well. He and Gabby both, they have some similarities in their style. They obviously train together a lot, and they both have savage takedowns. Oh, maybe decides to sit.
Okay, so this is a little bit in a different tactic now. We'll see exactly what Paulo can do from bottom, but also now that open guard. Will we see Ronaldo step his foot on the gas and go for that trademark dynamic passing?
I'm wondering too, and it does change a little bit, without those hand grips that he's so talented with. Excuse me. Without those hand grips, I think it makes his passing a little less intimidating for Paulo. Maybe he has to pull those legs down for the sake of staying his foot. But of course, so I think Paulo might try to wrestle up with him too if he sits down again.
I like the way that Ronaldo feints as well. You know, when he goes on the attack, it's calculated, isn't it? We've talked about this before about how, you know, when Ronaldo accelerates, it's because he sees at the opening. He doesn't just recklessly dive. But one thing he does is he uses very subtle shifts in direction and feints left or right to basically to create those openings. You know, it's like you move one way, the guy reacts, and boom, he accelerates towards the other direction.
Looks like a neutral reset here. Paulo does a great job of not allowing Ronaldo to push him back to his back to be flat on his back. Right? So once his back is flat, it's going to be much easier for Ronaldo to start passing. It's like set aside. But the seated guard position is very mobile. He looks ready to wrestle up. I think he's going to reach for an ankle. He almost came up for a guillotine a second ago. Good wrist control. Just over 3:30 here. We had really time left. I think Paulo up to, but it's going to be hard to stick Ronaldo. He doesn't stay down very easily for these sweeps. He'll pop right back up.
That is pretty good recovery there from Paulo, because when Ronaldo gets moving, man, it's a tough job to keep up. 3.5 minutes remaining, 2-0 to Ronaldo Jr. No advantages, no penalties.
I think probably trying to play that seated guard and wrestle up, and they're not entangles and then about side to side. So now it's now we're going to go in a little bit. Nice, that was very smart, I think, by Paulo.
Interesting the way that Paulo used the. I think there's going to be a penalty for a slap, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was a little tough, I think. Ronaldo looked like he was reaching for a collar tie, and Paulo backed up at the same time. So
aggressive hand fighting can sometimes seem a little bit more like there's more malice behind it than there in reality there was, but it is what it is.
Well, it will be interesting if Paulo somehow is able to pull off the sweep. Then we're going to have some worrying about that penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if he does score back, he's still down, right?
Yes, so that's.
I like the way that Ronaldo uses that little back step there to try and pick off that De La Riva hook, but the grip, the underhook grip and holding his own shin like that makes it extremely tight. Now, we saw this earlier today, didn't we?
We're seeing this a lot.
Yeah, this control of the ankle from this position, NoGi, is so strong, but there, Ronaldo manages to run and kick out.
Well, De La Riva, like traditional De La Riva, can be so hard to play NoGi because you cannot grab the hand, you can only grab the ankle. It's so much easier to break your leg away for the person at the top. That this reverse De La Riva kind of fixes that problem. You cinch in the ankle, it's very hard to go to your knee slides, your other shin slide passes. So not surprised at all to see it a lot today. Oh, I didn't realize that the penalty went to Paulo. I actually thought that it went to Ronaldo.
Oh, so really? Yeah.
See, that just tells you right there, like with the aggressive hand fighting, sometimes it's very hard to tell what's going on. Because if someone just moves like half a step to the side as you're going to get a collar tie, it might look like you try to slap him in the face.
Exactly.
Just because they moved a little faster, right? So definitely changes from match to match. But Paulo not backing down at all. He's been very relentless this whole fight. Ronaldo's getting a little more aggressive now on the head. I'm trying to frustrate Paulo a little bit, get him to settle down, but Paulo's not having it. I like this seated guard. I think this is very smart for him to be here because once Ronaldo gets you on your back, it's going to be very hard to So I wonder if he will wrestle up, maybe try to go to the back, but he's going to have to.
I think it's too little too late at this point. You know, with 30 seconds left, I think that Paulo, you know, he should be up, he should be wrestling. And exactly, you know, at this point to just try and hand fight and look for control is not enough. You know, you need to go up, you need to be taking the guy down, and you need to be looking to improve your position. And with 15 seconds left on the clock, I think that Paulo's just let this match just slip away from him.
Yeah, I was hoping he was going to try to wrestle up and go to the back. I was thinking maybe he tried to go to the back instead of just get the 2 for the sweep, or maybe attack the head for the guillotine. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
That is it, the end of the match, and it is a 2-0 win for Ronaldo Jr. here, and he is going to punch his ticket through into the finals.
Great fight. I thought a good performance, but just needed a little more on the gas, but great pace the entire match.
Just a heads up as well about how this division is playing out. We could well see a closeout in the middleweight division, because on the other side of the bracket, yet to go down, Jonathan Gracie of Atos will be going up against Pedro Palhares of Luis Palhares Jiu-Jitsu. So that'll be going down over on mat 12 a little later.